right, good morning, kids. Happy Wednesday, 4th of July hangover. Thank you for joining, and good morning. I want to apologize in advance that we are trying what is called the hybrid 1 million cups event. This is our attempt to remove the pacifier of the virtual setting and migrate towards an in-person. So good morning. We have, as you can see, one of the cameras on your screen is folks at the North Richmond Hills Library. We are in one of the conference rooms that we intend to have our 1 Million Cups meetings in person. You can see we have the organizer group this morning, and we are working with the various audio visual components in here to try and make it as seamless as possible. So good morning. Thank you for joining us. And I'm going to transition to a shared screen mode right now to go over our introductory PowerPoint. So hold on one sec. All right. I know all of us are veterans of 1 Million Cups, but we are being recorded and people do watch it offline. So I want to remind you about 1 Million Cups. And really, it's a mission to help aspiring or current entrepreneurs succeed in their endeavors by establishing a supportive space where they can test, tweak, or simply validate their idea while connecting them to diverse, driven members of the community. It also ensures that any entrepreneur or wannabe entrepreneur will have at least one clearly defined path to access education and resources in their community. Recall, usually there's 1 to 2 presentations. We're not here to sell, invest, or gain exposure, but present their business, journey, milestones, and most importantly, obstacles they're facing right now and hindering their success. The presentations are around 6 minutes each, followed by a volley of Q&A, usually about 20 minutes with feedback, questions, advice, and just feel-good information. We usually end up with our meeting with community updates of some exciting events that might be going on. What we have in front of you is our organizers. Many of us are in the room, so I'm just going to do a shout out to everybody on the screen. For the folks in the NRH Library conference room, if you can wave to everyone. Hello. Darlisa is in the house. I'm in the house. Shay is virtual. Dakari is virtual. Camille is in the house. Hank, I'm not sure if Hank's on, but he's here with us in spirit. Elizabeth is in the house, and so is Mr. Jack Bradshaw, the Northeast Tarrant Chamber of Commerce. And as always, our thoughts are with Michonne and her recovery and dealing with her family issues right now. So please give a shout out to Michonne. With that, let's go to who's who in the room, and I will unshare my screen, and we will pick on 2 of you to introduce yourselves and give us a 15-second shout out to yourself. So who wants to raise their hand and give us an update on what's going on with yourself? Hey, Holly, I'm going to pick on you because it's been a while since you last presented. Maybe give us an update on what's going on with People Fund and maybe any relation to ARPA or anything going on your end.
Well, I'm probably the most awkward person on the screen to pick because as of last Friday, I am no longer with People Fund, but I am going to be staying super engaged in the community and have a couple of things in the works in the background to be able to continue to serve the entrepreneur community. So that is what is happening with me. So if anybody wants to connect on LinkedIn and help share opportunities that are out there with me that I can share with all of the people that I have been serving for the last year, I would be more than happy to do that.
Well, that said, Holly, I think a lot of us are always in transition. Right now, it's a really good time. There's a tremendous opportunity out there, and I know, speaking for myself, possibly others on this community, please call us and we can swap ideas, connections, networking, kind of gauge where you want to go, what you're doing, and how we can help you.
Absolutely. And one of the things that had kind of dwindled away with the workload I had been carrying was being able to come to events like this and participate fully. So I'm really excited to be able to be back in the space and participating at a higher level.
Thanks. I'm going to pick on Shantasia because Shantasia is also one of our past presenters. And it'd be nice to see how you're doing, Shantasia, with things going on and since we last heard from you.
Everything is going good. My name, for those who don't know, is Shantasia Hodges. I am the owner of Hodges Law Office, where we help business owners build and sustain successful businesses with a focus on IP, which is trademarks and copyrights. And then I also help those who might be struggling financially to deal with bankruptcy situations with dignity. And now that we've had the unemployment pandemic related benefits cease to exist and some of the moratoriums lifting, I'm starting to see a lot more inquiries about getting the financial situations fixed. So still up and running, still here, still helping, entrepreneurs do what we do and helping people work through their financial difficulties. So.
Well, it's great to see you, Shantasia.
Good to be here.
Well, again, good morning, everyone. We're diving into the hybrid. Just a quick commercial. Some of us were on a 1 Million Cups national session yesterday with the Kauffman Foundation, and most communities across the country are now dipping their toe in person. They may not be fully in person, but they're doing a hybrid approach. So again, based upon your surveys that you responded to a few weeks back, we're here at the North Richmond Hills Library, centrally located, and the organizer group is here today. We've knocked out the kinks for the hybrid element, and we really look forward to adopting an in-person where there'll be free coffee for everyone, possibly Danishes. So with that, I'm going to pivot here real quick and introduce our guest presenter. And before I introduce you to her, I'd like to give you a brief bio. Ms. Jennifer Haney is the CEO and founder of Shut Up and Laugh Publishing. She's a longtime Texas resident, a former journalist, business owner, and mother of 2 adult daughters and 1 elementary age daughter. She relocated to Tarrant 10 years ago. Her goal in creating the publishing company was to give it a social conscience like many of the newer and recently formed businesses. Prior to this, and while taking business courses at Weatherford College while raising 2 young daughters, Jennifer chose to transfer to UNT in Denton. There, she majored in news, ed, and journalism, working part-time at the University Press and the school's student newspaper. This jump started her career as a news reporter and editor at several publications. She also published author of Divorce Handbook, How to Get a Divorce Without Losing Your Ass. Cool. Okay, well, I'm going to now share screen again and everybody give a warm welcome to Jennifer. Jennifer, good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
When Darlisa shared the screen, I lost my paper. Can I have this?
Oh, okay. Well, can you speak from the heart?
No. That's why I'm a writer, not a speaker. Shut Up and Laugh Publishing. We know how to make you smile. Yeah, smiling is healing. There it is. Thank you. Laughter is healing. When you shut up and laugh, all you can do is smile. So that's kind of where that is. But Okay, Shut Up and Laugh Publishing is a new to the scene publishing company. It doesn't fit in, it doesn't belong, and no one but the consumers and creators want it here. We give the little man, as in humankind, the opportunity to publish their beautiful creations that may not otherwise ever see the light of day. If their work doesn't get oxygen, neither does the reader gain the benefit of that story or artwork. If we can't see things through other people's eyes without the lens of commercialization, how can we connect most adequately? In this way, Shut Up and Laugh Publishing offers reader and author intensity, authenticity, and creativity. In traditional, oh wait, next slide. Yeah, our mission is to be the top publisher and seller of local Texas authors and artists to audiences globally. We want to take what Texas has, we're so rich in it, and show it to everybody across the world. Because I know, like, I believe one of the stereotypes of what Texas has to offer is J.R. Ewing in Dallas, and that's kind of not all inclusive. Our vision, we believe that Texas.
J.R. Ewing?
I beg your pardon?
What's wrong with J.R. Ewing?
He's fine for one person, but we're not all like J.R. Ewing.
I'm kidding.
Okay. We believe Texas has some wonderful storytellers that deserve to be published and valued. By shining a light on these creators without taking away their ownership rights, we can get them in front of audiences thirstily awaiting these word and image masterpieces. People don't even know what we have to offer, so they don't even know what they're missing until they get it. And then they're going to be like, man, where have they been? And we want to facilitate that. In traditional book publishing, the author sells all rights to their creations. In return, they are provided royalties and a few other benefits for relinquishing control of their babies. In self-publishing, an author pays a company to provide similar services as a traditional publishing company, but retains most or all control and rights of the creations. This costs upwards of $2,500 on the cheap just to begin, and leaves the author or artist with all the risk too. Finally, there is the hybrid model. This model combines traits from both traditional and self-publishing. It is well known in the publishing industry. There is a stigma to paying to get a book published. In the past, it was labeled vanity publishing. If the author subsidizes any part of the publishing, it is not considered the same as jumping through all the hoops and being good enough to get published properly. And I use quotation marks on properly. It can be likened to someone actually qualifying to be in an Ivy League university versus someone whose parents paid to get them into that university. So what's the problem? Our clients' problem is, okay, our clients are the author, the writer, the poet, the spoken word artist, painter, sculptor, photographer, and general storytellers. The problem is a lack of fairness and opportunity getting a foot into the industry. Our customers' problem is the limited access to high quality, authentic stories by local Texan talent in various medium for global audiences. Next slide, please. So the solution. For years, I have traveled the dirt roads and interstates throughout Texas my entire life. I listened to unsigned musicians, viewed artwork completed by mothers, grandmothers, and grandfathers in wood, acrylics, thread, beads, and heard stories from days ago to centuries ago amongst various families and their family lines. I laughed so hard I wet myself and cried too many times to count. This is one way I witnessed love expressed. Amazing. As a reporter, I used these stories and the experience and gained more off the record love during interviews, meetings, and regular correspondence that connected me deeper into the kindness of these human beings and their tales. It was like reading a giant book with color pages that only giants could open and see. Above all, it was a privilege to experience the healing that takes place with sharing in these ways. So our solution is to sign artists and authors with quality works that we like and love. Attend events in person with the products and these creators, even local musicians, just make it a party. Participate in social media blitzes, enlist influencers, activate podcast superpowers, enlist marketing team of news reporter and advertising students and interns for the most up-to-date force. And that's based on my experience and my dealings over at UNT. Everybody wants to get published, but it's not easy to get it done. So that's, next slide, please. That's our solution. Our business model. Have you ever heard of a co-op? There's an electric co-op in Wise County. There's a grain co-op in Oklahoma. These are two businesses that I admired their business models because they were fair and they were community, and it was just grassroots. So we're on a journey to effectively publicize a strong brand locally, immediately, that expands geographical territory rapidly, and there is strength in numbers. So with this co-op, everyone is invested. They don't contribute money. I've considered potentially a membership fee, monthly or yearly, potentially. I'm not certain on that yet. But they bring to the table their works. They will maintain 49% ownership and control, leaving us with 51% because I'm in the process of trying to get woman-owned certified, and I have to be in control by those regulations. I'm okay not being, but anyway, the authors will submit their manuscript for review. The artists will submit their works for review. They will then receive, those that are chosen, acceptance offer letters and other trade secret documents that I don't want to reveal for the internet. Marketing plans will be implemented. The books will then be published. Customers are reached. Profits are shared after expenses are paid. Next slide, please. Okay, our competition, traditional publishers. It used to be the big five. Now it's the big four. They consist of Penguin, Random House, HarperCollins, Hatchet Book Group, and Macmillan. Penguin Random House recently bought Simon & Schuster, which still operates under Penguin Random House. And then there's Amazon. They're not anything like the big five. Together, those two sets own 80% of the publishing industry. More locally, and more of our competition are the self-publishers, boutique publishers, hybrid publishers, and Brown Books in Dallas. Brown Books are a monster that could eat us alive, so I cannot claim that we would be competing with them directly. That would just not even be a contest. The Metroplex has more than 2,500 publishers with Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington area. And then there is us, Shut Up and Laugh Publishing. We have a niche market. We have a co-op-like structure appealing to other disruptors in the industry, which is always good. We're an independent publisher. Next slide, please. What makes us different? Simple. Our heart is what makes us different. We are a company with a social conscience. We have a feel for the land, and in our publisher's words, which is me, I know my tribe. I know what we are lacking by way of art and literature. I know all the nooks and crannies where some of the best hidden creators are hiding. I can find them. And then if you'll notice, we also have t-shirts besides the books we do in the artwork. We're preparing to sell other merchandise with those things on this merchandise. The pink t-shirt has a monarch butterfly, and part of the profits will benefit the monarch butterfly migration path through Texas. And the beat, it was painted by an artist, a local artist. And then we do drop shipping for that currently. The other one is a beach, and it was taken by a photographer, a Texan, and it benefits sea turtles. So next slide, please. This is our super team. We are amazing. We are all women of Texas. We are all entrepreneurs, readers, and students. Mom is not with us anymore, but forever, Jennifer's editor. The techniques are still present. All three of the other females are part owners and contributors of many talents. Jennifer, that's me. I am the founder and publisher. Alana is our creative assistant, and Sarah is our art director. Next slide. Thank you. I appreciate your time and allowing me to speak to you today. Shut up and laugh publishing, because laughing is healing. And okay. Oh yeah. And books are good. Hashtag read a book. Next slide. Questions and answers, please.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Let's all give Jennifer a round of applause.
Thank you.
So the cool thing is you get to see the applause and get to hear the applause of the people in the room. So good job, Jennifer. All right, guys, you guys know what time it is. Let us pour into Jennifer. Yes. Mute that one. All right, how about you gotta turn it on. Go.
We're working on the audio visual of our hybrid, so bear with us, please.
Okay.
Are you able to turn down the volume? How about now? Do we hear feedback? Perfect. All right. There we go. So let us chime in. If you have questions, if we have questions in the room, we'll put the questions in the room in the chat box, and the person will wave to show who they are. But let us show Jennifer some love and pour those questions in. Let's get those questions going. Who's going to be our first question asker today? I have a question. Craig has a question.
I see hands. I can't hear.
You're on mute, Jennifer. Can you hear us?
I can hear you, Darlisa, but I couldn't hear anybody else before that.
Sorry, can you say it again? My volume was down.
I can hear you, but I couldn't hear anybody before that, before you spoke.
Okay, how about Craig is going to ask his question one more time.
What obstacles do you face, and that are preventing you from achieving some milestones that you have identified?
One of my internal obstacles are the fear of taking on these giants. But the other obstacles that I'm facing are, with the pandemic, I haven't been able to get out into the public. I haven't been able to go to the events, and I haven't been able to reach the artists because I can't get to them physically. Another obstacle is I am currently bootstrapping. That's my form of financing. And I haven't had a mentor, but I recently found a mentor, and I've been trying to do everything all at one time, and I'm trying to do this all at my own. So those are some of my main obstacles.
Awesome. Great question, Craig. Great answer, Jennifer. Who else has a question? I'll ask a question while we get other questions. Who has been your greatest influence in starting this business?
I can't say that there's one greatest influence. I have to. Maya Angelou is one because she's amazing. And my mom was her. Yeah. So she was always my editor, always made sure I did my homework, kept me, I mean, even she would tear my papers up. And my biggest fan when I worked at the newspaper, and she was just a firecracker. So
Awesome. Come on, guys. Other questions? I know you guys. have-
Shay's got a question, Holly has a question, and Mary has.
Oh, I can't see him because of the.
I'll jump in. I'll jump in.
Yes.
So
Thank you.
congratulations on pitching. Pitching is hard. So this is a big deal. I'm proud of you for doing it. My question is, so how are you? So you've said you've had challenges getting out into the community and getting in front of the people that might need your product. How are you reaching out to the entrepreneurial community other than today, clearly? Because as someone who's been in the role I've been in for the last couple of years, I would get people regularly that were exploring and trying to figure out how to publish their own information. And so I think I'm curious, like what plan you've created to let people that serve the people you are trying to bring into your business. How are you getting your information out to them?
right now, I really haven't. I guess I haven't had a solid marketing strategy, and that's something that I hope to accomplish with my when I meet with my mentor next week. So, and when you say like the people that serve um, in the entrepreneurial, like the people that want to get a book published.
So the role so if you don't know, because you didn't know me before today, but part of the role that I've had in the last year is serving entrepreneurs through advising them about how to build business plans and how to move forward with their plans. And there are lots of other people in the community that do things similar to what I do for nonprofits and other types of groups. And I've been able to help a lot of people build their business basically just by introducing them to other entrepreneurs that might be looking for the services they're offering. So I was curious if you've had any kind of plan, and I would be more than happy to talk to you and help you build a plan like that. But to be able to share your reference information with other people that communicate with entrepreneurs that might be looking to publish their information.
Let's see. I have worked with a bunch of nonprofits because in 2019 I had to rebrand, totally knock down all the walls and start all over. The Center for Transforming Lives, I worked with them. They helped me. The cohort, the NTEETC cohort, I worked with them. Lift Fund, I have a business advisor through them. Ephraim at the Small Business Development Center in Fort Worth. I go to classes, I get myself educated, and I network. The TWU, I try to attend anywhere and everything that I possibly can, in that way. So I haven't advertised. Maybe I should. I don't know. Yeah, so that's one of my weaknesses is my marketing strategy.
Thank you, Holly. So Jennifer, be sure to connect with Holly because she has some great tidbits for you. Her information is in the chat. All right, let's go with Shay.
Awesome presentation. One thing that I did want to ask is, it kind of sounds like, and I'm not sure, with the number of artists that are out there, even in the DFW, as you mentioned, is there a central source that they can go to, or would you be considered the central source, or potentially partner with a source that helps local artists that are trying to maybe get their works published or be launched in their career to take it to the next level?
I think that's a great question, and I couldn't hear you earlier because my headphones are plugged into my computer and I didn't know it. But I don't think that there's a main central. If there is, I haven't found it. what I've come across are the different organizations. I've been seeing an ad on television about art recently in Texas. Just I was hoping to go into not actually go in and be present at, but like the answer is no. But like I wanted to go to the universities, like especially UNT. They're a total liberal arts school, but there are so many universities here too. If they know about me and word starts catching fire, then it'll be good. Other than that, no.
Awesome. Thank you, Shay. Great question. Good answer, Jennifer. All right, we are going to go over to Mary.
Great job, Jennifer. Being a part of this, I can tell this is one of those passion things. And so love having you to be a part of it. And yes, as you are starting out and as you are looking, may I just, as you're working with your coach and other people, do I understand that really you're the one that's helping select the artists that you're going to publish then? Or can people come to you and more or less apply to be one of your artists? I guess part of this is until you have a chance to focus of how people are finding you, it's a little harder for the community, gods, whatever you want to call the universe, to help you give that direction. Buckshot doesn't kill much. Is kind of the way that this little farm girl was trained, that, you know, if I wanted down something, buckshot wasn't going to do it.
Right.
And so I love all the creativity. I can definitely tell you are an artist by trade, by heart. Dealing with the Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts for the years I did. I love artists because y'all just think different. So maybe pairing up and working with some of the people that have that other brave brainwave to help make this come true, because you're right. I think it's definitely a product, but I'd also just want to encourage helping you find somebody that can lovingly keep the air under your wings, kind of like Mama did.
Yes.
But there's a lot of universe out there that's willing to give you that, as long as you're willing to let the universe give you that. Mama isn't the only one that could do that for you, but I also believe that that's going to be one of those things that's going to help make this business grow and serve the artist, is that you let other people give you that guidance. As scary as that is, allow other people to be that voice that can to help you find that focus, because right now, as awesome as it is, it makes it really hard for others to grab on and help, because we don't, it's grabbing rice.
Thank you. I agree with that. Well, like 100%. And I am open, and that's what I am seeking, is that I away something to help me keep my feet on the ground while my dreams are big and floating off with me. I know I do that. Hang on. I take submissions. I'm not like going out and saying, hey, you, hey, you, hey, you. And I have a website, and I have a Shopify store, and I have all the social media, and I'm building up and gaining strength in that. But I'm not solid on it yet. And that's why I keep connecting with these different organizations, so to gain what it is that you're talking to me that I need. I completely agree with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. All right, we have Cynthia.
Good morning, Jennifer. Thank you for presenting. Did you say that Brown Books in Dallas is how you want to be?
No.
Oh.
Like, go ahead.
What is it about Brown Books Dallas?
They would be I think they would be the biggest competitor if I compared myself to them, but I don't feel that I'm small. They're huge. So that's it.
What is it that they do well?
They actually have people on their payroll that once worked with the Big Five. So they've got way more experience than me. And they've got way more marketing than I do, and skills and everything. And they've been around for at least 2 decades. They're someone to admire, but I don't necessarily want to be like them. It's just kudos for them.
I see. Okay.
All right, thank you, Cynthia. All right, we have a question from in the room. Miss Cecilia.
By your presentation, Jennifer, I'm the director of the public library here at North Richland Hills, so obviously books are my gig. I wondered if you've considered how you're going to get your books, your authors into public libraries, because we make up the majority of purchasing in the United States. So if you wanted to talk with me about how that works, I'd be happy to talk with you. I put my information in the chat.
I will definitely love to speak with you. Fabulous. Thank you. That's like a door I didn't even expect to open for like 10 years down the line. So I'm very glad to see you today. Thank you.
Look at 1 Million Cups making connections out here. Who would have thought? All right. Good stuff. More questions. Do we have more questions? She had one.
I got one.
All right, Craig has another
I
question.
guess just to wrap it up, Jennifer, you got a beautiful business, incredible story, a beautiful business, one that I think is needed in society right now as we digitized ourselves to the point of submission, that the written word on paper is now almost like a refreshing thing to do. And so from what I understand where you're at, I'm just going to call it out. I think you're at the point where you need to turn the light on, that you're open for business. It sounds like you've got it. You've got the model. You got the business plan. And I know the Northeast Tarrant Chamber, Jack Bradshaw, and I are more than happy to send you the marketing component of the business plan that kind of talks about various ways to identify your customer, but also get your word out. So we'll email you a copy of that. And if you have any questions, just let us know. But it's a good exercise to kind of take that next step and say, hey, we're open for business. And I think you're gonna have fun when people identify who you are and they realize that you can provide them a service or a side hustle or a passion that that maybe they can't afford to do full time, but they love to write or they love to create, and that you can help them realize their dream.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And that's perfect timing, because we do have our first book coming out at Shut Up and Laugh Publishing. A 60-year-old man is telling his story about a cat that befriended him, a feral cat, and they make friends, and the cat basically saves his life. And then the cat is the one telling the story. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And with that marketing, that's really going to help out. And I so appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you again, Craig, for that question. So we are going to turn it over to Mr. Jack Bradshaw, who is going to do our community announcement.
Yes, all right, thank you. Hey, everybody, we've got some good things going on coming up. I'm going to start with our Northeast Tarrant Chamber Luncheon tomorrow, which is all about creating a great company culture post-COVID. It's a great opportunity for you to assess where your organization is. And it doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur, small business, large business, you can set up a culture even with your clients and the people you deal with that says, hey, I care about the community, I care about people, I'm inclusive. And we've got Dr. Diane Sanchez, who has over 30 years in HR. Her company is DAS HR Consulting, and she's a professor at SMU, and she is always a terrific presenter. We're having tilapia. It's going to be a great lunch. So I put the link in the chat. So come on out and join us tomorrow. We've got room for about 10 more. So we'd love to have you. I also want to call on either Angie or Mary to talk a little bit about the Dynamic Women's Alliance, which is meeting, I believe, back in person coming up here later in July. So if you guys would tell about that, give us a little information about that event.
So excited about that. So it's the 28th. So 2 weeks from today, we will actually be in person. Can we hear me? Yes? No.
Yes.
Person. Okay. At Eventfully Yours here in North Richland Hills. This is a group that's actually intended for women. We love you, men, but this is for women. That it is, and what we are addressing at this particular lunch is the after effect of COVID, of how it is affecting our business. So we will have a speaker, we have lunch, we have round table talk, we have a chance just to network. So this is specifically for women or women that are with your business. So, if you are a man in business, but you have a woman that works with you, we would love to see her join join us at the luncheon. Please register on our website. And this is open we are opening it to both chamber and non-chamber member. There are two separate prices because, well, we do need to pay the bills. So, but we would like to see everybody be a part of this. If you want more information, please reach out to myself or Angie.
All right, thank you, Mary. We appreciate that. And I'm going to throw it over to, what does it say? You've got an event coming up?
We do. We're in the middle of our summer reading club, and I know a lot of people think summer reading club is just for kids, and it's absolutely for kids, but we also have adult programs. So we're doing about 8 to 10 programs every week right now. So you can visit our calendar, but tomorrow night, Thursday, 5:30, we have a poetry slam, which is an adult program. So for all of you adults interested in that, we'd love to have you join us.
A poetry slam.
So
That
before you
sounds-
self-publish with Jennifer, come read your poems.
All right, all right. And before you do that, you might consider getting involved in Toastmasters, so you will feel real comfortable, getting up and speaking in public. And we're back to meeting in person on Toastmasters. Angie, you want to say a word about that?
Sure, we're a great group. We meet at the Northeast Tarrant Chamber office on Mondays from 12 noon to 1. It's 1 hour, and you can bring your lunch with you and eat there, but it's really pushed us all forward in our businesses because we just have really been working on our 30-second commercials, getting the ums and the ahs and those clutch words out of the way, and just presenting ourselves in the best way possible in our 30-second speeches. So join us for Toastmasters at the Chamber, Northeast Tarrant Chamber, Mondays, 12 to 1, or virtually. Thank you.
And I can tell you, we started that about eight years ago, and we have seen such progress on people and their public speaking, and it really is a wonderful skill to develop. So come join us. Darlisa, you have got something going on. You want to let everybody know about that?
Yes, I do. So we are grateful for our partnership with Texas Women University, the Center for Women Entrepreneurs. We will be launching a business women's leadership forum. It's a 12-week program that will walk women in the community that are entrepreneurs through a leadership track. And as I mentioned, it is a partnership with TWU. So applications will open for that on July 26th. We are having an information session about it July 22nd. So any woman that is on the call and you will be interested in participating, it is a free leadership program sponsored by TWU. Please go to our website and stay tuned because it's coming.
All right. Thank you, Darlisa. Wonderful. And Tracy, I see that you're on. Do you want to say something about Synergy NETC?
Yeah, we meet, Synergy NETC meets every Wednesday morning right before this. We make sure to get out a little early so that you can jump on this call. Right now we are only on Zoom, but we are looking to go hybrid in September when things kick off after vacations and such. Please join us every Wednesday morning.
All right. Very good. I think that is about it. You also can join our network success group every Tuesday, 11:30 at the Olive Garden, and also join the Northeast Tarrant meetup. It's free to join. You just go to meetup and that'll keep you apprised of everything happening. All right. Craig, back to you.
Thank you, Jack. So I would give us a B plus on the hybrid today. Still working out the kinks, but hopefully your guys' experience was positive. We're winding up our meeting here real quick, and I want to remind you to think about presenting if you haven't, and most of you have presented on here. So think about other folks that you may know that could find value in presenting. As evidenced by Jennifer, there are such wonderful stories out there of wantrepreneurs, entrepreneurs who are on the cusp of something great. And we want to hear from you. We want to hear from those colleagues that you may know about that you could recommend to us. So please recommend us, and we'll get them oriented and on our schedule. Finally, we are planning to cut the cord, and we want to see you in person. We want to interact. Looking forward to it. We are targeting Wednesday, July 28th at 9 a.m. at the North Richland Hills Library. There will be free coffee if that entices you. Please come. It's a beautiful facility at 9015 Grand Avenue. And if you feel like it, you can go work out after, because the NRH Rec Center is just behind it. Again, put Wednesday, July 28th on your calendar for in person. And if you haven't followed us, which I believe you all do, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, share us. When we go live on Facebook as well, in addition to recording these, we are going to go live on Facebook. So the pressure's on, folks, to spread the word and share the good news about 1 Million Cups Northeast Tarrant. With that, I just want to let you know that I appreciate all of you, and we will see you again next week. If you can, why don't you let us know real quick before you go in the comments section, give us a rating from 1 to 10, 10 being this hybrid worked for you as far as audio, visual, and experience. Thanks again.